Find the New Testament fulfillment in Jesus for this Old Testament prophecy, Isaiah 11 verse 2. His character, wisdom, knowledge, et al. Answer. Colossians chapter 2 verse 3. In whom are hid all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge. Find the New Testament fulfillment in Jesus for this Old Testament prophecy, Isaiah 53 verse 5. His sacrifice would heal man of sin. Answer. 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 24. Who his own self bare our sins in his own body on the tree, that we, being dead to sins, should live unto righteousness, by whose stripes ye were healed. Find the New Testament fulfillment in Jesus for this Old Testament prophecy, 2 Kings 2 verse 11. The bodily ascension to heaven illustrated. Answer. Luke chapter 24 verse 51. And it came to pass, while he blessed them, he was parted from them, and carried up into heaven. Find the New Testament fulfillment in Jesus for this Old Testament prophecy, Isaiah 11 verse 1. Called a Nazarene the branch, Netzer. Answer. Matthew chapter 2 verse 23. And he came and dwelt in a city called Nazareth, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophets, he shall be called a Nazarene. Find the New Testament fulfillment in Jesus for this Old Testament prophecy, PSA 88. The suffering and reproach of Calvary. Answer. Matthew chapter 27 verses 26 to 50. Then released he Barabbas unto them, and when he had scourged Jesus, he delivered him to be crucified. Then the soldiers of the governor took Jesus into the common hall, and gathered unto him the whole band of soldiers. And they stripped him, and put on him a scarlet robe. And when they had platted a crown of thorns, they put it upon his head, and a reed in his right hand, and they bowed the knee before him, and mocked him, saying, Hail, King of the Jews! And they spit upon him, and took the reed, and smote him on the head. And after that they had mocked him, they took the robe off from him, and put his own raiment on him, and led him away to crucify him. And as they came out, they found a man of Cyrene, Simon by name, him they compelled to bear his cross. And when they were come unto a place called Golgotha, that is to say, a place of a skull, they gave him vinegar to drink mingled with gall, and when he had tasted thereof, he would not drink. And they crucified him, and parted his garments, casting lots, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet, they parted my garments among them, and upon my vesture did they cast lots. And sitting down they watched him there. And set up over his head his accusation written, This is Jesus the King of the Jews. Then were there 2 thieves crucified with him, one on the right hand, and another on the left. And they that passed by reviled him, wagging their heads, and saying, Thou that destroyest the temple, and buildest it in 3 days, save thyself. If thou be the Son of God, come down from the cross. Likewise also the chief priests mocking him, with the scribes and elders, said, He saved others, himself he cannot save. If he be the King of Israel, let him now come down from the cross, and we will believe him. He trusted in God, let him deliver him now, if he will have him, for he said, I am the Son of God. The thieves also, which were crucified with him, cast the same in his teeth. Now from the 6th hour there was darkness over all the land unto the 9th hour. And about the 9th hour Jesus cried with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani? That is to say, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? Some of them that stood there, when they heard that, said, This man calleth for Elias. And straightway one of them ran, and took a sponge, and filled it with vinegar, and put it on a reed, and gave him to drink. The rest said, Let be, let us see whether Elias will come to save him. Jesus, when he had cried again with a loud voice, yielded up the ghost. Find the New Testament fulfillment in Jesus for this Old Testament prophecy, Psalms 22 verse 31. It is finished. Answer. Hebrews chapter 10 verses 10 to 12, 14, 18. By the which will we are sanctified through the offering of the body of Jesus Christ once for all. And every priest standeth daily ministering and offering oftentimes the same sacrifices, which can never take away sins. But this man, after he had offered one sacrifice for sins forever, sat down on the right hand of God. For by one offering he hath perfected forever them that are sanctified. Now where remission of these is, there is no more offering for sin. Find the New Testament fulfillment in Jesus for this Old Testament prophecy, Psalms 45 verse 17. His name remembered forever. Answer. Hebrews chapter 1 verse 8. But unto the Son he saith, Thy throne, O God, is for ever and ever, a scepter of righteousness is the scepter of thy kingdom. Find the New Testament fulfillment in Jesus for this Old Testament prophecy, Leviticus 1 verse 2. His sacrifice a sweet-smelling savor unto God. Answer. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 2. And walk in love, as Christ also hath loved us, and hath given himself for us an offering and a sacrifice to God for a sweet-smelling savor. Find the New Testament fulfillment in Jesus for this Old Testament prophecy, Isaiah 8 verse 14. A stone of stumbling, a rock of offense. Answer. 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 8. And a stone of stumbling, and a rock of offense, even to them which stumble at the word, being disobedient, whereunto also they were appointed. Find the New Testament fulfillment in Jesus for this Old Testament prophecy, Zechariah 12 verse 10. The Messiah would be both God and man. Answer. John chapter 10 verse 30. I and my Father are one.